All right, we are live. Today I'm going to be talking about the Blessed Hope. We're going to be talking about the conference that we were at yesterday, this past weekend, and I had an amazing time. Got home at 1 o'clock, left at 9 o'clock in the morning, got home at 1 o'clock in the morning, so a little bit wiped. And I understand you had a bit of a journey as well, my brother.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because we had, because I thought it was going to go on, further. And so we actually checked out a day early, because I thought it was going to go on through the day on Sunday. And then when I got there and I looked and I'm like, and then we went to go eat with Derek afterwards. And, and it was like by the time, and I'd left something at the hotel, and so I had to drive back to go get that. That was another 30 minutes. So we pulled away at like 2 o'clock, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, well, so I put Jack, my grandson, in the driver's seat, and he drove the first, you know, uh, 7 hours, and then he
Wow.
slept the rest of the way.
Wow, nice. So I wanted to just talk briefly about conference. What did you think, bro? What did you think of the conference?
I was blown away. I was blown. It was kind of a breakout moment for me, after everything I've been through, that worship service with your sister.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that was good.
That was because before I went, the whole legalism route, we used to go to this, it was called Victory Christian Center in Houston. And I mean, talk about just soaking, and the music and everything. It was just, anyway, got me excited, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I have not been that excited,
yeah.
Shane, and probably the last time. I can't remember the exact date that, I went, but that was probably 2010, 2011.
Oh wow. Yeah. So let's go back to Friday because I missed most of Friday. We arrived late. I believe. Did Derek speak Friday night as well? Did he speak, or was it just Bob at the end? I know Robert Breaker spoke, and then Bob did a campfire kind of thing at the end. How did that go?
It was a blur. It was a blur, and I'm still decompressing from all this right now, and that's what I was kind of trying to go over all of that on my live last night driving back.
Yeah.
But the only time I remember Derek's getting up there was when he got up and did the acapella, and and then of course he was on the panel at the end.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah. So it was Robert Breaker. So meet and greet, and then it was Robert Breaker, the keynote, and then worship afterwards and prayer with Derek. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's probably what you mentioned with the keynote, and then communion, and then dinner and fellowship, which is I think I just arrived in time for the dinner, or just after the dinner, and then the fireside chat. So we actually, when did we show up? Yeah, about that. I think Bob was just wrapping it up. So that was, I missed most of it, but Saturday was amazing because we had a lineup of speakers, right? Kevin Hoopman, Robert Breaker, Lee Brainerd was pretty good. And then
Yeah.
some Black Swan guy was mixed in there somewhere.
Oh my
That was
goodness,
pretty
man! I
fun.
think that was what was just the rapid. I call it rapid fire.
Yeah,
With everybody in one place and
yeah,
your piece in there about what how close we are.
yeah.
With B system and everything, and then then the Lee Brainerd, and then Robert Breaker, and Kevin,
Yeah.
and Michael Pales. What is it?
Yes,
Pales?
Michael. Yeah, Paul's. Yeah, he was up as well. You could really feel his heart when
Oh
he
yeah.
speaks as well. He had the cool shades on. I wasn't sure if he was trying to mimic me when I was going through my eye phase kind of thing.
I know.
I'm like, I should have brought my shades.
I know. I know. I know. What I'm doing right now, hold on, I'm gonna pull up this. So I wanna
So we had.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
Did you
I'm
go?
trying to, because I will remember if I see the schedule, I'll be
Yeah,
able to pull it from memory.
yeah. So did you go on the sunrise walk?
No,
Did you
didn't
go on
make
that?
that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
was, like my dad always said, that that sun just comes up so musicians can see how to stagger home.
yeah.
Uh,
So Bob Barber went up, and what I appreciated by him is he didn't really need any notes. He just went from
yeah.
the hip, from the
Mhm.
heart, right? And I
Yeah.
appreciated that because you get a little bit of a taste of who he is as well. So that was fantastic. Then we had Kevin up. Kevin's was pretty good. We'll talk a little bit about that, about the rapture, what it
Mhm.
means. What was it? Harpasa. He went into it, did a deep study on that.
Yes.
And then, of
Mhm.
course, Lee Brainerd came on. Then we had lunch, fantastic lunch. Then Michael Poles, then me, then Robert Breaker, and then we did a Bible trivia as well. So that was pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I missed the Bible trivia. I mean, there were so many people to try to get around to, and then I would get, caught. I mean, there were divine appointments all over the place.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
and I'm trying to, where I've got, man, I've never been a writer at all, but I want to, while it's still fresh in my mind, I want to do a journal. And man, my brother Derek here, hats
Yeah.
off to you, my brother.
Yeah, for sure. Hats off as well.
Hats on. I got
good
my Black
job.
Swan hat this time. I didn't get to represent that much to you.
That's
Although-
okay. That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. You did a fantastic job, brother. I gotta tell you, that place, we're going back. I don't care.
I
I'm
hope
going
so.
back.
I
It
hope
was
so.
lovely. It was amazing to look at. The landscape, the rooms as well, the Serenity room that we were in. It was amazing, man. I loved it. It was
Awesome.
great.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear.
5
Yeah.
stars. How about 6 out of 5?
How about
6
10?
star out of 5?
That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. That was actually one of my, because just a little bit of, just for those of you who may be curious, a little bit of inside knowledge here. All I did was kind of facilitate this thing because I don't own the place. I do, some of the management of the facility, but I don't own the place. So I actually, do work for them. And all I did was put Greg and, my employer together basically. So they worked out the details. And obviously Greg did not charge very much for those tickets. He wasn't making a ton of money off of doing this thing. And my farm, they knew that this was Greg's first time doing this, and it's a Christian business. These guys are brothers and sisters in the Lord. So,
Mhm.
they gave Greg the best possible price. Having said that, I don't think they really made much money on this thing. I don't think anybody made any money off of it. But what they were hoping for was, they said, and this was kind of, me too, like, here's a benefit of it. What they were hoping for was, here we are, we're going to have, all a bunch of brand new people coming in, converging on McEwen, people who have never seen this place, never experienced this place. And they were hoping, they're like, maybe some people will come back. Maybe it will help them to get a little exposure. So I'm really happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear the positive feedback that everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. And, guys, like I said, if you let me know ahead of time, if you do it on a Friday night, I'll come up there and do a Bible study with you. And it'll be better than the one we tried the other night. I don't know what happened with my tech, but that was the devil trying to interfere with us. But we had a good time anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
But,
for sure. So, was that the most people that you've had? Like, did you ever have events before, kind of thing, or weddings,
Nothing like
or?
that. Nothing like that. We've had a lot of people before, but nothing quite like that. I think we may have had the same amount of people at a different event, but it may have been like a kind of a primitive camp. It was like a 2-day Boy Scout camp. The
Gotcha.
Boy Scouts came in and they kind of did, but they did not cater to them. They didn't, have the arena set up. That was by far the biggest production we've ever done.
Okay. Okay.
And
Cool.
even
Cool.
today, I was like playing roadie, taking down stuff. Where I'll probably tomorrow, the next day, start disassembling the stage. Or just putting it all back to the way it was. But it was great.
If you think about the community as well, like, I don't know how many times Amy and I went to Dunkin' Donuts close by. Like I think the community gets a bit of a bump as well because people will go eat out or they'll do something else or whatever it is, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's something that's kind of interesting. Obviously, the more it grows, the more of a bump if people stay at hotels, whatever, that kind of stuff, right? So
There's plenty
interesting.
of stuff to do too around, obviously that was my one biggest complaint about the whole thing, and it's not even a complaint. It's just, it is what it is. But like my one biggest, like, oh, I wish it was longer. I wish
Yes,
that we all had a
yeah,
little more
heard that.
time.
Yeah.
People could have kind of wandered out. Loretta Lynn's ranch isn't far from here. That's kind of fun to check out. There's a couple of
Wow.
nice state parks around here that are fun to check out. There's a lot of different things you can do, but
Yeah.
we were just so pressed for time. And that was probably like, if I had to give my one thing that I love the most about it and my one thing that I hated the worst about it, I'll
Yeah.
give the hated the worst first. The hated the worst first was that I just didn't have sufficient time to talk with
Yes.
everybody, to meet everybody.
Yes. It was, yeah.
There
I
was
agree.
here's a good, for example, one of our fellow brothers, our watchman, Bob Hagan, over on
Yeah.
Uptime. I love Bob Hagan. I love Bob, and I was so looking forward to meeting with him and talking with him a little bit. And I
Yeah.
met him on Saturday morning, I think, for the first time, is when he came in. I don't think he was with the bunch on Friday. I think he came in Saturday morning, and I walked up to him, gave him a big handshake, big old hug. Hey Bob, good to see you. And then he went and did his own thing. I did my own thing. And then throughout the day, we're listening to speakers and this and that. And
Yeah.
by the afternoon, when things had finally settled down and I had a little bit more time for fellowship in the afternoon, I'm like, hey, where's
Yeah.
Bob? And they're like, oh, he had to leave already. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even really get a
Yeah.
chance to talk.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I felt too. So I think for me too, I think the perfect scenario would be arrive perhaps Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and then Friday you kick it off in the morning, and then you leave Monday morning.
Yeah.
Or late Sunday night kind of thing, something like that. But you give it a good 3 solid days with space in between, because Saturday was jammed from 8:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. Like it was jammed, one speaker after another. And I think if we had it spread out, like say Friday all day and then Saturday all day and then Sunday morning, but you have some time spots where, hey, Derek is doing a Bible study open session. Anybody can come around the campfire, and it's just interactive.
Yep.
A meet and greet for like an hour. You can go for hikes, you can go for walks or whatever. You got a little pocket of time to go check the Loretta Lynn Ranch or whatever. And I think that experience of people seeing things during the day, because at night, like we arrived late Friday night. And so you can't really see the lay of the land until the next day. And you're like, oh, man, this is amazing. So spreading it out. But then there's that ratio of, if it's too long, people will be like, oh, man, I can't do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's too much, right?
Right. It's
hard.
Hard to, well, people can, I guess, kind of come and go when they have time too. But
yes,
I think what you're saying is good. Like if you made it a longer weekend where, like you said, maybe start on a Thursday and, wrap it up on a Monday or something, there will be some people that are only going to make it in for the full day, Saturday or Sunday, but there will be people that'll, and it was just so hard. Cause like even a lot of our viewers, I got to meet some of them. Now that was the best. That was for me. That was the absolute best. Was to meet not only you guys. I mean, it was great seeing you guys face to face, be able to put my arms around you, give you a big old hug, and actually talk face to face. That was fantastic. But the viewers as well, the people that I don't get a chance to interact face to face like we do on the screen, but I know them through the comments, and it's like, oh, okay, you're so and so. Yeah, I know exactly who you are. That was fantastic. But even at that, I didn't get a chance to talk to every single person. I was kind of like. I was sort of, and I realized it was getting so busy. So I was just like, well, you know what? If someone comes up to me and takes the time to talk to me, then we'll have a conversation. But, I couldn't like actively pursue every single person out there because we were all just so busy, But that was the best part, was meeting people. And the thing was, and I know I said this to both of you individually, but Saturday night when we got into worship and Amy was doing both of the Amy's did a beautiful job. Amy Musfelt kind of started off with her song that the Lord put on her heart that she wrote, and then your sister Amy came in and followed up with some more worship, and it was just good. Man, I mean the spirit was flowing in there. My brothers, I could see you guys were both worshiping. I was worshiping, and it was like this is church. This is home. This is like if we all lived within, like an hour's drive of each other, we'd be
Yeah.
doing this every week,
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
that's what I was saying. That
Yeah.
was the upper
Yeah.
room. That
Yeah.
was the upper room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I as soon as I met with you guys, I'm like, man, these are my brothers.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
was sad to leave. I
I
was
know.
sad to see, because you meet some of the people that they just come because they know your show or
Yep.
your YouTube channel, and you meet them for the first time, and you listen to their stories of how they found your channel and different
Yep.
things. And I met a lot of people. I tried purposefully to try and at least shake everybody's hand, even
Yes.
though my memory
Yeah.
may not be so good to remember everyone's name, but to basically say I appreciate you guys. Like,
Yeah.
because without them,
That's right.
it's just
That's right.
we're just sounding gongs kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
hearing the stories. I like hearing the stories, like how, because like again, I'm a nobody. I feel so much like a nobody. People have such kind words to say about me and make like I'm somebody. I'm nobody. But
Yeah.
they will come up and tell me how my channel has affected them.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing that you're able to invest in other people's lives and see how the Lord's working in them through whatever little bit that we're doing here on YouTube. It's such a blessing.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
one brother there that came with Michael Pels, and I learned later that the first night, that Friday night when I offered communion for the group, that was his first communion.
Oh, wow.
He'd only been a believer for a month, and that was his first
Oh,
communion. And
wow.
that
That's special.
was special to me, knowing that was an honor for me, knowing that the Lord allowed me to give a brother his first communion. I mean, what a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing,
Yeah. So one of the things that stood out for me was the fact that Kevin Hookman could stay on point. I was shocked to be able to restrain us to 45 minutes. Like even my message was like 40 minutes, I think, or something like that. I was like, what? That's amazing, because 4 hours is normally our wheelhouse,
Yep.
going on and on and on. And
I know, because Jackson was that, because whenever you went up to go speak, I was talking to somebody. I said, yeah, Shane's going to ramble for a little bit,
at least an hour or two.
But that got cut short or whatever, and I made it in there at the very beginning, and you stayed on point. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't miss that. And then, on the drive home, I was going back through, I re-listened to Robert Breaker's, it was keynote there, and let the conviction flow some more. And, but,
that's good. I'm gonna do an encore presentation, I think, on Thursday afternoon sometime, and I'm gonna do the presentation again, and I'm gonna do it a little bit more Black Swan-y, just a little bit longer. I'm gonna add a few slides to it, and just really take some time to unpack it. So if people missed it, you can watch it, because it's already uploaded and all that. But I'm gonna do what I call an encore presentation for my YouTube audience, and then just kind of maybe hit some points that maybe you can't necessarily unpack in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You need a little bit more time. And because my audience knows me, I don't have to talk about the origins of my channel and all that kind of stuff. I could just kind of jump right into it. So I think it'll be good.
By the way, just a side rabbit trail that we could go down here and explore for a minute. I got a question to ask Steven.
Yep.
How are you even awake, bro? What
I know.
2 hours sleep. So after everybody started to leave, I said to Steven, I'm like, hey man, I don't know how much time you got, before you leave. So we actually had lunch, just as everybody else left. Steven and his grandson, and actually, if you remember Ian, do you remember Ian that was there at the conference?
Yep.
He came to lunch with us. We had a great time. We just shared lunch and had a little more fellowship before everybody got on the road. And so Steven didn't get on the road until probably 1:30 in the afternoon. And I told him, I said, hey,
yeah.
Was it later than that? I just told, I said, do me a favor, bro. I said, because I mean, like me, I can't truck drive like that. Okay. But I could do like 6 to 8 hours at a clip and I'm fine. Anything more than about 8 hours, I got to take a little rest. I'm not one of these 12 or 15-hour drivers, and I know Steven had a big, so I'm like, do me a favor. Just, I don't care what time it is. My phone's on silent anyway. Just shoot me a text when you get home, just so I know.
Yeah.
And Steven dropped me a link. It like, you track him real time through Google Maps, and I just happened to wake up at about 3:30 in the morning. I cracked my eyelid open. I'm like, I wonder where Steven is. And I hit the thing and he was just outside of Houston. So I'm like, okay, he's almost home. But
He's almost home.
this guy's like an animal. He's driving like a truck driver. And I'm like, how are
Yeah.
you even awake, bro? You could only got like 2 hours sleep today,
Well, actually, this is how it went, because like earlier in the week, because I did lives with Bubba and with Nathan, and I was up, even afterwards with Nathan. That one, I think that was Monday night. That was Monday night, and then he and I stayed on afterwards until like 3 a.m. On the backstage, to the point where I'm just sitting there, and then I just fell asleep right here in my chair, and then, and then I slept for like, I don't know, probably 3-4 hours, and I got back up. And then the next night we did another, I don't remember what, the Monday night was the after show from Rick's. And then we did another one on that. And then it was another 3 o'clock in the morning. And then on Wednesday, that was whenever I was, running around proofreading the deal, to correct the misspellings and things. And I was up printing, till like 1 o'clock in the morning. And my wife said, hun, you're down to 4 hours sleep. And I said, we'll get it done. And then, and I was wanting to leave by 6. So I got up at 5. We did not get away until 7. And the drive up, I drove the whole way up, and then we got in at like 10 o'clock. Well, I would have been there at 9:45, man. And my cousin called me, and I missed that last turn. And man, it's like Louisiana there, man. You're going to go a ways before you get turned around.
Yes.
And so anyway, got in there, and then, 10 o'clock, and then got up, and we got, we got some good sleep that night, but I was kind of like some catch up for me. And then you asked me about this, Shane, and, it was just, I'm a little scattered, already, but my wife had just had surgery on Thursday, and I left at 6 a.m. And so that's why I was trying to stay close to, because my cousin is a nurse or whatever. And, she, gave my wife 24-hour care. And so she had just left on Sunday. And anyway, but coming back, my grandson, Jackson, he drove the first 6-7 hours, and because I was going to lay down and sleep.
I like Jackson.
I can't sleep. Him. I don't know what it is. And it's like, I guess I'm afraid I'm going to miss something, and then after about 6-7 hours, I was like, okay, I'll take the wheel. And then he got over, watched a little movie or whatever on his phone. And then he crashed out the rest of the way, and come about midnight, I'm going, oh man. So I just pulled over into a gas station, did a quick thumbnail, boom, bada bing, and went live at 1:30 in the morning.
People were saying, people in the comments were like, I was watching Steven at 2 a.m. 7 Crave Play was like 2:30. I had to give up, man,
That's awesome.
And then I got like 41 miles from the house, and I was like, okay, I'm close to the house, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Oh yeah. And doing that, trying with the Houston traffic, I tried to time it, I thought I was going to be in a different place, but 1:30 was right. I was going through Houston, and, or maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. It's such a blur. Having, 20, 19, 20 people on there, and I couldn't really see the comments. But I was just like, if it's Wild Wild West, it's Wild Wild West. It doesn't matter. But, and then that last 41 miles, after I said, I got this. And right after, I closed the live down, man, I started getting wonky. And I was like, man, I'm just like right here, man. I had to pull the truck over, get out, walk around, stretch my legs. And then I'm like, 41 miles. We can do this. And then right when I pulled up, I texted Derek and I said, I'm in.
That last stage is probably the most painful.
Yes.
The last hour.
And by the way, Stephen, you know that what you just said a moment ago about not being able to sleep while someone else is driving, like you're afraid you're gonna miss something going on. I go through that same thing too. And usually it's like even my son's a really good driver, like sometimes he'll drive. You know what I feel like every time I try to nod off, like if we're on a long road trip and I turn the wheel over, let my wife drive or my son drive. Have you ever seen the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Do you remember the Large Marge?
Oh yeah, Large Marge.
He gets in the truck with Large Marge and is like, it's the worst accident I ever saw. And then all of a sudden her eyes bug out. I'm like, I feel like if I go to sleep, that's what's gonna happen. Is all of a sudden Large Marge is gonna be like, ah.
For me, it's kind of the opposite. I'll get the coffees all ready and everything, and we're going on a trip to the farm, and it's about 600, 700 miles away from here. And so it'll take us like 10, 12 hours kind of thing to get there. Soon as we start to reach the border of Calgary to leave, I'm like, oh, babe, I can't stay awake anymore because it's been 15 minutes and I'm like just nodding off. And my wife is like, seriously? We haven't even left the city? And so we'll switch seats. And then I'm wide awake and I'm monologuing with her all the way to the farm. And she's like, dude, you were asleep at the wheel the second we got in the car. As soon as you went into the passenger seat, you're talking about Genesis, then you're going to Revelation, and then Isaiah, and I'm driving all the way. I know your tricks. So next time you're driving. I'd be reading my Bible. I'd be reading books. I'm wide awake, talking nonstop. But for some reason, I think there's some kind of magical potion around the steering wheel that as soon as I grip it, I'm like, oh man, I can't stay awake. Weird.
Yep. Nathan was saying in the comments, it felt like a family reunion. I longed for more time with each
brother
person.
Nathan.
That's I felt the same way, even though I didn't leave. I mean, I live 2 miles down the road. When I left from lunch with Steven, my wife and I left to go do a little grocery shopping, so that was our afternoon yesterday. We had to do a little grocery shopping, but so I didn't leave to go back home, but as each person left, I felt the same way. Like I'm already missing that. The other thing that bothered me was I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Amy Musfelt. I don't know at what point she left, but she just, she had to get going. And this is why I say there were just so many people there.
Yeah, I hear you. There's not enough time.
There's not enough time. There's not enough time.
So I want to say that to anybody that watching this now or afterwards or whatever that was there.
Come early, stay late. They should come early. Ignored.
Nobody.
No, exactly. I wanted to hang out with Steven and Derek a bit, but like you said, we're like if Steven's talking to a couple of guys or whatever, I'm like, well, I don't want to jump in and monologue or interrupt the talk. And then all of a sudden someone else comes up to you or whatever, and then you don't get a chance, right? Unless you're breaking bread together. And that was fun. Just sitting down at all the tables and just chilling. I love that. That was a highlight, just sitting with people and talking, asking where they're from, where their accent is from. Some people are from Alabama. That was amazing. I'm glad I don't have an accent at all, eh? Hoser.
Hey.
Take off, eh?
Yeah. But like even, we were standing there coming out at one point and I was standing there talking to Bob, and, I mean, that's that whole thing where you're able to have, converse back and forth, about different things. And I was like, I'm like, look, man, I'm like Derek, I'm an equal opportunity offender, and I mean, and just the big bear hug he gave me,
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
even the faces on the screens don't, I mean, but this is, I really believe this has lit a fire under the whole Watchman community, because that's what I was trying to do with everybody. And, that was even, you know, the 19 or 20 people that were watching, you know, I'm like, this is all for you guys too. Y'all are involved, you know,
Yes.
this
Yep.
is rolling right down, you know, this same anointing is coming right down to you guys.
That's right.
It's funny
right.
when Bob walked up to me, he put his hands on my shoulder and he's just smiling. He's just looking at me and he's like, so good to see you. I'm just taking it all in. Right. And it was just, I don't know. There's something special about meeting in person. I got to meet Amy Moosefeld as well. We had dinner at the airport because coincidentally, Amy's flight and my sister Amy and my flight were all leaving about the same time.
Oh, good.
In different directions. So we actually had lunch together, the three of us, and it was fun. It's fun just to sit and chit chat and all that.
And I want to get and I emailed Amy Musfeld, and I don't know, you know, if it's on her phone or if it's your sister's phone, but that picture Saturday night, that horseshoe.
Of all of us, yeah, we'll make sure and get it to everyone. Yeah, we'll do that for sure. We'll get those out because sometimes it's hard to know who took what pick and when and all that kind of stuff, right? So sometimes that's not.
Well, maybe we need to have some one place that everybody just, you know, compiles everything, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And I can send everything that I've got, you know, and because I didn't get enough. I did not get enough.
That's the one thing I wished I had done was I wished that I had taken more pictures.
Yeah. I didn't take any. I was counting on everybody to share with me. So
all right. Well, I'm gonna hook you up here in just a little bit. But
yeah. I had and I've had people on my channel too that I've had comments, you know, because I was streaming it as well as Uptime, and I've had comments saying I was hoping to see more behind the scenes, you know, kind of, you know, pictures and footage. And I know Michael Pells took a lot of, you know, I think he's compiling. I don't know when.
I think he has like 1 million pictures, 1 million of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say that's probably an underestimate. I know I tend to exaggerate quite a bit, but I think he took a lot of pics because he was going all the time with his camera, right? And then I don't know if Bob's assistant as well.
Yeah, KG is just saying in the comments that Bob posted a bunch on his channel. So EDV, End Times Dreams and Visions, should have a lot of pictures, I guess.
Okay.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. What I'm going to do is see if I can just bring up some of them right here, right now, live. This is why people come live to this show. This is why you're here, is because you get opportunities like this. You can actually see us, the real deal, right away. So let me just see if I can.
And that'll help the people that watch the channels and everything, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can find. Do I have to bring them all? Where are they? Are they coming in? Let's see here. Oh, we got more. We got someone else popping in here. We got another legend. You guys are going to be shocked as to who this gentleman is. I'm telling you, like, for people that, if they're thinking in the future, like, I don't know if I want to watch a live stream from the Black Swan because, I don't know, he goes on. He doesn't have very important guests. Look at this. Look who we have. Bam.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
makes
man.
it all work.
The man with the pictures.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
What's going on, brother?
Very good.
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. I'm excited. For some reason, my camera looks like it's weird. What is going on here? You guys see how offset I am? Mirror. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. It was mirrored. That's why it was weird. I've been working hard ever since I got back. I have yours, Shane, your slides and everything. I have everyone's presentations I recorded like on the actual camera in 4K. So I've been remastering like a super high resolution version of all of our presentations. Wow. And I started on mine. I know it's mine. So I started it first, but I did it to design the template for the thumbnails and everything and how they were all going to flow. I'm working on Brother Bob Barber's now, and then I'll work on Shane's next, and then I think it's Lee. And I have a thing, but I'm going to have a massive photo dome. Judy walked around with a really nice photo cam, and we got like legitimate, really awesome, like professional photography level photos of everyone there. So you may not have realized that you were being taken, you're getting pictures of yourself taken.
So you were like the Google running around, taking all the pictures.
The Google streetcar.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good though. Here's us at the airport. I don't know if you could see that yesterday. Just just before dinner.
You made it with Amy and Amy.
Yeah.
You guys both made it. That's good.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
And I wanted to say something. I mean, that's what at the when Amy Musfell, and there was some technical problems, and everything was kind of quieting down, and I could see what was going on. I could remember it like from the, when Jackson said, "Was it about over?" I said, "No. This is where you stick in right here."
Yeah.
This is yeah.
There's some of the insight. Well, there he is. There's the legend.
Yes.
Okay. There's some of Bob, and you could tell like Michael's pictures would be way better. Lee Brainerd, me, some Black Swan guy. What else is there? Google stuff, my presentation. Let's see. Do I have anything else here?
I should have went up there and stood behind that and let Michael take a picture of it and just say we lost his presentation.
Yep. Yeah, but did you take pictures of the area too, Michael? Like,
oh yeah, I got drone footage.
Okay.
I got
good.
Pretty much as much as I could. I even had a couple people with action cams like GoPro Osmos.
Because what I'd like to do, maybe with you, Michael, is maybe we can do a live, whether it's on Centurions of Faith or on my channel, where we just go through the photos and we can kind of skip over some and we could just talk about it. Oh yeah, this is a cool video or a cool picture or whatever, and we'll just take our time and go through it so people can kind of get an idea, because sometimes people won't go right away to find things, but if we make it accessible where they could see what they're missing out on, then if they want to go to see more, they can do that. But maybe I don't know, maybe on Wednesday or something if you're interested, just according to your schedule.
No, that would be great. I was actually once I get a few little bits done today, I was going to work on the photos because I want to get rid of the ones that are like just garbage, and I'm going to move them to a cloud storage, and I'm going to send that link to every one of you guys so you have access to those photos. Yeah,
awesome. Because we got to do it while the heat's hot. Got to do it while the iron is hot. I said while the heat is hot. I always get my sayings. I'm probably the worst guy for sayings like, hey, everything is coming down the pipe. I'm a rocket surgeon. I'm not a rocket surgeon. Like every saying that you could think of, I will combine it with some other saying. It's crazy.
I've done that. It's all good, brother. But I loved your presentation though, Shane. It was really good.
I know.
Thank you. Wasn't too crazy.
No, it's perfect.
Not crazy enough.
Perfect.
Not crazy enough. I held back a little bit. I
don't think people really realize the checkmate that we're in that situation. That it really. I mean, they were just. Here's the other thing. They were just talking about on my local news this morning about how we can expect all of our electric bills to start going up because they have to provide energy to these data farms, and it's like, hold on a second. Did we vote on this? Is everybody okay with this? I mean,
I wish I was exaggerating, Derek, when I said that they literally projected 7 times by 2030.
Yeah, and it's because of the databases. It's not because you're consuming more energy.
Right. So, I mean, here's the thing that I don't understand. And of course, I know it's not meant for me to understand. I know I'm just a little person with a little brain, but it's like, how come these guys like Sam Altman and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and whoever else, Elon Musk, the guys that have billions of dollars that are wanting this AI, why aren't they funding the electricity for it? Why are we expected to pay more. That doesn't make
Great
sense to
myth-
me. And
Great
I think
mystery.
it's going to foment a lot of chaos in our society.
Yeah.
It's coming, it's
Yeah.
coming when the AI comes in. And I think, honestly, I hate to be a black pill, but I think they're counting on that. I think that they are counting on being able to control us with this AI thing. So it's like they don't care, they're just
No.
so you
Yeah.
didn't go crazy enough, man. I think that people need to wake up and understand this thing is probably the biggest sign of how close we are to the coming of the Lord, because I don't think he's going to let us be enslaved by this modern day Tower of Babel. That's just my own opinion.
Yeah.
Has anybody, because I know I was hearing something on I was listening to a couple other videos, about how there's already rioting right now because of this, the SNAP benefits.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Yep.
We actually, we have, of course, you guys know we're deeply involved with Be My Sheep and doing the outreach and community stuff. Well, one of the buildings that we use that stores our food pantry / kind of like our headquarters of operation, the director of Charlestown's low income housing authority actually reached out to Judy today and had a conversation with her about how afraid she is right now, legitimately, for what's getting ready to take place with everyone not having food. And she was like, is there any way that we can help even more the community around here? Because a lot of people are going to be losing their benefits at a time when America celebrates one of their most notorious, stuff your face days. So this is bad. Even when people are reaching out to us, we're like, help, and it's just before it's already started. And think about Trump and how he mobilized the army in those 19 cities, I believe it was. I was thinking, I was like, well, why did he do that? And I thought it was for all these other things. But now looking back retrospectively, I'm like, I think he knew this was coming, and he had to have those, because all those cities are like the Democrat blue refuge cities where most people are using government benefits.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Here's I'll just show some of these pictures of the camp or the retreat center. And then I want to show you this website that I was talking about as well. I called it Nectome is the name of the site, but I'll show it real quick here. But this will be more food for my Thursday show. Let me just see if I can bring this up here real quick. You stop doing live for like a day, and all of a sudden it's like you forget everything.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a few of us there. There's Mr. Greg. There we are there. There we go. And then there's Brother Derek.
Yep.
And then Bob. Bob's a big dude as well. Like,
Yeah,
my
I know,
goodness.
yeah.
Like 6, I think he's 6'2", 6'3". There's Brother Robert Breaker, another legend. There's us just chewing the fat, hanging out. My sister, my lovely sister, Bob and I doing selfies, trying to be cool. There's the area where we gathered. Cool place, man. And you built that? You guys built that just
we
for
built
this occasion? Wow.
Well, that was basically, it was a horse arena that we had.
That was the outhouse right there.
It's an indoor riding arena. That's actually a well house. That is,
Yeah.
that's a well house.
Outhouse. That's funny. Well house. Cool. There's me, like there's is it Ian? Ian.
That's Ian. Yep. That's Ian.
Yeah. And I forget the lady to the left there. And then there's another lady in the back I talked to. They all got great stories, man.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
nice to hang out there. There's is that the place that Bob stayed?
That's the place you stayed.
No, I didn't stay there. Oh, yeah, right. From
Yeah,
that, I've never seen that angle
Yeah.
from that corner like that. But yeah, you're all right. So Amy was up there. I was over here in this hide-a-bed.
Yeah. I
And
wonder.
then we would go out on the deck and listen to the acorns dropping. And I got a little scared, I must admit, at night, because I don't know what was in the woods. Do you guys have like deer animals.
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff that live in the woods.
Something was grazing, and I don't think it was a person walking around, crawling around on their belly, but I pictured in my head maybe deer or cattle or something grazing. I don't know. Do they do that at night?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it was. And there's another. That's Mike, I think.
Mike. Yep. There's brother Mike.
Big Mike. And then so that's where I slept on that cot. That was nice. You know what I found there was a Monopoly board, and I found out that Kevin Hookman loves Monopoly probably just as much as I do. We should have like a Monopoly tournament one night. That'd be great out there. Love Monopoly. And there's me speaking.
You're
Greg
wondering.
Hart at work. There's Greg Hart at work there, man. That guy
We had
working
quite a
hard.
sound booth set up.
Oh
in there.
yeah.
Greg and I worked very hard on Thursday to set up all the sound and all the technology. And man, I mean, we had quite a setup going on.
And there we all are. That was fun. Michael there, then me, then Bob, then Robert, Greg, and then Derek, and then Lee Maynard and Kevin Hookman.
And
Awesome.
my profound statement that night was, look at that brain trust, and we're sitting on about 30 bales of hay. That whole stage.
Yeah, that's right, too. That was funny.
There's a tarp, so you don't see it. You know, we wanted it to look attractive, but we were thinking, how's the most economical way that we can elevate this stage? And we thought, we're a farm, we got tons of hay. Let's just trash 30 bales, throw a tarp over it, and there you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see what else I got here. There's Bob enjoying the place.
Yeah, you go back one frame because I'm going to tell you what I told Bob. Here's a little inside for those. So right behind Bob's shoulder, you can't quite see it, but back behind his shoulder, there's a hot tub.
Yeah.
And when he came with that's like his video producer, his assistant.
Yes.
And I'm like, Bob, you should have brought your wife, like you're going to regret you didn't bring your wife. You could have enjoyed the hot tub, but instead you get to go in the hot tub with Ed, Good luck.
The honeymoon suite. That's funny.
Making memories.
That's right.
Very nice. Very nice. That's cool. Lovely. Look at that.
So fun.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Was that the hot tub there on the right?
Let's see.
Looked like a little jacuzzi down there, maybe.
No, that's what was that? No, because it's
that's a car.
It's up on the porch. It's undercover. It'd be around the corner of that facility. It's very, very private. You're outdoors, but you're very, very private. So
okay. My beautiful sisters conference. I think Lee Brainerd. Me. Not necessarily in any order here. That's cool. That's it.
It's funny when Bob came in, Greg and I were running around. We've got like that off-road vehicle, the UTV, the Kawasaki. I take it to run chores all around the farm. And so Greg and I were using it. I was taking him around that first day we were trying to set things up. And, and as we're going out the driveway, I think we were going to hang the signs or do something on the fence. And as we're going out, I saw a vehicle coming in. And there's a couple different places where it's a bottleneck. It's one way. And so you just have to yield to traffic. And so as we're coming in, we see a vehicle. And I said, let's just stop. Let them get past. We'll wait for them. And I said, I wonder if this is one of our people. And who was it but Bob Barber? Bob said,
funny.
What are you guys doing? So
that's
pretty
funny.
Cool. Pretty cool.
Mr.
What
Lee
I love
Brainerd.
about the real
awesome.
high megapixel cameras, how it resolves so much detail,
Wow.
And you want to hear
you
want to hear a funny story about Lee Brainerd? This was my funny experience with Lee Brainerd. So I love Brother Lee, but he got up there, and I think it was Saturday. At some point Saturday, he was looking to see if there was decaf coffee. And to my surprise, we didn't have decaf coffee. We didn't provide any decaf coffee, I guess.
Did you tell him it was decaf? I wouldn't have. I would have just said, it's decaf, brother.
I don't do the catering part, so I don't know. But I was told. I asked my bosses that do the catering. No, we don't have decaf. I said, well, apparently Lee, because of like whatever, he can only drink decaf. And he was asking how close is the nearest, and we live so. First of all, we're like 8 miles from the closest thing, and on weekends everything kind of closes up around here. There wasn't anything close that was open, so I said, well, here we're going to show a little bit of Christian charity. And my wife was there. I'm like, we're just going to demonstrate a Proverbs 31 woman. I'm like, Lynn, do me a favor, go take his travel cup, run home, make him some decaf. So because I live 2 miles from the farm, so my wife went home with Lee's cup and brewed him some fresh decaf in our K-cup maker. So that's our
This
that's
is
our
the
little
face of
Look at
Sleepy.
that. Look at the shades,
Sleepyhead.
man. The coolest man.
You look like, you know who you look like with the shades and the beard?
Keanu Reeves. I know you're
No.
going to say that. You're going to
No.
say
Bo Cephas.
Neo.
Do you know who Bo
Oh.
Cephas is? Hank
Morpheus?
Williams Jr. Back in the 80s, Hank Jr. had those the mirrored glass. Go look up Hank Williams Jr. in the 80s, and it looked just like Michael. I swear it does.
That is
There's Lonnie.
Lonnie.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
Lonnie.
Bob.
She's
That's
precious. That's
Mike,
awesome.
Big Mike's wife.
Nice.
Robert, having a nice,
The
good,
breaker.
chill day.
Just chilling like a villain. It's nice. There's Michael. Bob,
There's Mr. Hagen.
Mr. Hagen, the legend, another legend.
Again,
You
I
know,
feel
guys-
bad. That was the last I saw Bob, and then when I wanted to go say hi to him and talk to him, he'd already left. That was like the last I caught glimpse of Bob, and then I was
Bob
like,
on
"Hey, where'd Bob
stage.
go?"
Oh yeah.
There's Shane.
It's like a big
Okay.
wall. I gotta lose like 100 pounds, I think. I look like a big wall.
I just
Yeah,
broad
big.
shouldered.
Chunky
Broad
monkey.
shoulders like me. You carry it
Terminator.
well, bro.
Chunky monkey. I
Yeah,
think that's
brother.
what my doctor calls me whenever I walk in the room. She's like, "Oh, here comes Chunky Monkey again."
Here's another trivia fact for those watching.
Realistically, like, I think if you probably lost like maybe 30 pounds, you probably look pretty shredded, man. I don't think 100 though. Definitely not 100.
If you were
You're not-
watching
you're
the
not that
live
overweight.
session, if you saw the panel session and you saw, because there was a part where there was no sound, and if you were watching the panel session and it got quiet and you saw Shane and I walk up and put arms up, we were comparing hand sizes.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he always says I have big hands.
Yes.
So, and Shane don't sell yourself short. His hands are not little. His hands are about the same size as mine.
They were almost the same size as there. I was
Almost,
shocked.
Yeah.
But they're soft.
Ah,
I think I
there's
have the
some hands.
softest hands.
Yep.
There's
there
the
I am.
legendary hand.
Look
Now,
at
I
those
do-
hands. They
These
can rip
I want to
cow
put
apart.
these pictures have not been adjusted for exposure or anything, so some of them look a little blown. But
That's funny.
that will be all corrected in post whenever we go actually like
Oh.
on Wednesday and look through them all again.
Nice.
So
It's-
you'll make everybody the right weight and everything, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I need
we'll
to share
use we'll use the Firefly, with the text prompt. Did you guys see that video I made with the AI when I put the prompt in and I was
No.
like, do something fun? Oh, Shane, you gotta check that out.
Okay, I will.
I it's only like a minute and 40 seconds or something, but I made like a little comedic skit where I like
Okay.
show my portrait and I like circle my head in Photoshop and I'm like,
Oh,
little
yes, I did with
workshop
Bob
prompt.
the Tomato.
Yeah, and I was like,
Wow.
in the little
That was
text
good.
box, I was like, remove this and make something fun, and it like made me look like a red tomato. And then
That's funny.
oh, it was crazy. It
Lee
was crazy.
Brainerd was
The
pretty
food
good.
was
I liked
good,
his
too.
message. Yeah, the food
Oh
was
yeah,
really
yeah. Lee Brainerd was spot on. I really enjoyed it. Actually, I don't think there was a presentation or from anyone that I didn't really enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed everyone.
yeah.
we,
they were
we
good.
all had a special message from the Lord to bring,
Yeah.
but there
And
was
it's
also
all-
these
all centered around the rapture too, which is kind of interesting.
I know.
I'm going to
Leading
show you
either-
another couple pictures.
Either
Just
leading
one
up to
second.
the rapture or during the rapture, or like it was kind of an interesting flavor, I thought.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we
It was
didn't
like,
talk to each other at all before the
No.
message, right? So
no, not at all. And Robert Breaker mentioned that. He said, when the Holy Spirit's involved in a conference, there will
Mhm.
be that theme. And I was like, huh. So he was like, I wonder what the theme's going to be. And he said that, I think, right before you showed up. And I shared a few more pictures on the screen. But I think the theme was really just the blood, the book, the blessed hope, and the reality of what's going on. We absolutely seen what Shane brought about AI and the real threat and the deception that's coming on in the world. And Brother Breaker talked about salvation, hope. I talked about our journey through the wilderness while we're waiting for our blessed hope, and then it just all flowed together so well. I really enjoyed it. It's funny. I'm going to tell you guys a secret story about this here. There's these pillars that were on the ground in this corner. And before I went on, I sat down on the ground and I was just praying and stuff. Well, I seen money in this basket, and this lady, I didn't think she'd seen me. She just walks up and she grabs the money out of the basket and like shoves it in her jacket and walks off. And I was like, what just happened? Did I just witness like a robbery at a Christian conference? I felt so, man, I was so torn. I was like in turmoil. I was like, what do I do? So eventually I'm like talking to Ed and I'm like, Ed, what would you do if you seen someone just take some money out of a basket? And he was like, well, who was it? Would you recognize her if you seen her again? I was like, yeah, I would. And as soon as I said that, she was walking into the barn entrance. I was like, that's her. That's the one who did it. And it was his wife. So
yes, of course.
False alarm. False alarm. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, that didn't have any issues.
That's funny. Just reach right in, grab it, put it in her pocket.
You know, it's funny, Michael, and you telling that story. You know, what was going through my mind that whole time was I was thinking, you know, Greg asked me to do communion both nights, and so I did it Friday night, and then when I did it Saturday night, remember I made the announcement. I'm like, if you have any unconfessed sin in your heart, but I'm like, you're at a Christian conference. If you just, last night to tonight, who could? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe somebody actually did. Maybe somebody ripped off the basket.
Yeah.
I'm glad that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was definitely
those are probably the things that were walking around by my cabin late at night.
Imagine that. That's what you were hearing right there.
Probably.
He stays confined. That's Hamish, and he stays in his fenced-in area. Wow. He's very gentle. Him and his mother are both very gentle.
Wow.
There's this picture, which is a raw photo. It's like a completely raw data of the photo. And then this is the one the camera generates as a JPEG. So that way I can take in this and fix exposure issues from like this. So that's why sometimes you see it duplicate. It's really just the same photo, but one's raw and the other's JPEG. But these cows are beautiful, man. If I had to work around this thing, I would be like, praise the Lord. This is so cool.
They are super cool and super gentle, but when I feed them in the wintertime, my boss likes to come out and feed. Those are actually like his little pets, his babies. He'll go out and hand feed them. I am not quite as brave. In the wintertime, that's my boss off to the side there. He's in that side by side, and if you see him in there, that's actually my boss. Those are his babies. And
this gator is nice, dude.
They're very gentle, but don't get in the way between them and their feed. They want their feed in the winter. So
I want to chime in there on that, because when we first moved here back to the farm in 2020, my wife, she had the remember me sending you pictures? You've probably seen the big Charolais bull here that we have. Derek, and anyway, she had that bucket of cubes, and she was right at that fence, and she thought she was just going to feed, and that bull pushed her right into the fence, man. But Judy took a lot of bull pictures.
Yeah, the gator that I scared Bob. It's actually a Kawasaki, but yeah, same thing. It's one of those little UTVs, and I warned everybody. I told these guys, I gave them a little tour of the trails, and I warned them. I said, if I go too fast or it gets too bumpy, just tell me so. I said, I know I drive these things kind of fast because I'm used to it.
Is it Miss Landstrom, but she got married? So what's her?
That's a good question. I know we know her. I don't even know what her husband's last name is. That's how bad of a brother I am.
Maybe she doesn't want everybody to know.
That's true.
Maybe.
I kept telling everybody that was my biggest mistake coming on YouTube was, using my full name. So it's like, now everybody knows who I am,
Yeah.
I just started out simple with a few friends, so.
Notice, this is an equine facility.
Yep.
All activities on these grounds are subject to equine inherent risk law. I don't know why I'm whispering right now.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That law? You didn't notice it?
In other words, if you decide it's a smart idea to get behind a horse and you get kicked,
I think that's Kat and her daughter. Kat from Coastal.
Yeah, Coastal Outpost.
Coastal Outpost.
She was super
nice.
She was so nice.
Yeah.
She was like the nicest person I think I've ever met.
And I think was that her mother-in-law? there as well?
I don't know. I didn't meet her. That's one of the ones I did not get a chance to meet.
I think maybe. She eating a banana. The bananas were great.
Oh man, I had like 6 of them.
Yeah, me too.
I was having bottomless coffee.
There's me.
That's
Got
about all I
hot
had
water in
too.
my
You
hand.
know, Akira was saying in the comments she bets the food was delicious, and I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I didn't really have time to eat. You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a
Aw,
granola
man.
bar while I was there, I
Thanks,
think, and
brother.
I did share
You
breakfast
were
that day. But
thin. I was shocked
thank you.
how
I've
thin
been
you
working
were.
on it. I actually made a goal. Here's a miracle of the Uptime Conference. By Saturday night, I got on the scale and I was 199. I haven't been under 200 pounds, and I can't tell you the last time. So,
Wow.
Brother, that's so awesome.
I was
I'm
happy about
for
that.
you.
I was happy about that.
That would be 61 pounds lighter for me. And I'd make it. So I
Okay.
just have to lose 61 pounds next
Well,
year.
you carry
by my
your weight
son's
very
wedding.
well. You carry your weight very, very well.
I finally, with I told you guys about the true story about the protein and everything that's going on in my life and my health. Well, I'm finally down to 240. So
Wow.
I'm very excited about that.
Nice. Nice.
Back when I was at my fittest and I was running all
Good
the
for
time, I
you.
used to be a solid 220.
Nice.
But I know I've lost a lot of muscle mass over the years, so I'll probably be around 195, 200. So I got about 40 pounds left.
My son said that if I lose 40 pounds, I could be the best man at his wedding. 40 pounds. And I'm like, dude, that's a challenge. I accept. And he's like, oh,
Hey, that's
wait a minute.
dope.
Dad's
Yeah.
taking it serious because he has a wedding party, but I don't think he knows who I am. I think he doesn't know. He doesn't realize that my superpower is losing weight.
Oh, and there's Angie.
Angie.
Oh, Angie was sweet.
Is she from Tennessee as well?
She's from down. Yeah, she's a little south of me here. She's
Yeah,
not
but
far from
South
us here.
Tennessee. I think I
She's not
picked up
so
an
far from us.
accent. I think I sound a lot like you guys down there, down under.
Down under. Yeah, you're getting close.
Alabama, I got. Are you from Alabama? I think you got to say it like that. You got to stretch it out. Tennessee.
Yeah. Southern
You stick around long
drawl.
enough, you'll pick. You know what's funny? This is a true story. So, many of you know that I'm originally from Connecticut. I was born in Connecticut, but I spent many years in and out of the South. And it's funny because anytime I go up north, they tell me I sound like a Southerner, and then down here, a lot of the local people tell me I sound like a Northerner. So,
Wow.
I'm just probably some weird blend of both, I guess.
Could be.
That Leon again.
You mix a little bit of Hebrew in there.
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
L'chaim,
know.
right.
The only one I know is the Baruch atah Adonai melech ha'olam shesani b'samo. That's
There you go.
People don't believe me when I say Amy, my sister, is from one of the lost tribes of Israel. They're like,
You were
there's no
telling
way.
me that.
There's no way she is. I'm like, dude, her family is
that guy
from
was really nice too.
Lebanon,
Nathan,
east of Lebanon.
Nathan.
She's from that region. And who's there? The tribe of Naphtali.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in that region, that area. And so if you go back to her great ancestors, they all live in that area. So I found one of the 12 tribes of Israel in my backyard.
I still got my cup of coffee. I'm carrying around my coffee just like I was. I got my travel mug. I just came from work, If I was doing a nighttime show, I'd be in here with my black Swan mug, but I just came from work a little while ago, so I've still got my travel mug in my hand.
Nice. Is that the same coffee that you had yesterday in this picture?
Oh no, this has been filled and refilled 4 or 5 times since then,
Who's that lady that I met? I know that's D. No. Oh, yeah, D.
Mm-hmm.
And the other lady to the right of her, I forgot her name. Anne? No.
I'm trying to recall her name. I talked with her quite
Angie?
a bit, and that's not Angie, but oh gosh,
Yeah.
it's so hard.
Can I tell you guys an interesting story about this? This lady here, the blonde, she found me like maybe half an hour before we left from the conference, and she said someone had showed up. They were sitting in their Jeep and they were suicidal, and they were having a lot of problems. And it was so interesting how God arranged all this, because Jesse, the guy that we brought from our crew, they don't talk about me. So he's had problems that he's dealt with in the past that God had perfectly, I know he ordained him to be there. And he just, we've been ministering, discipling him. He got baptized at the church we go to, and we brought him here on the trip to help out with everything. And they did a really good job. But when he found me, and then Derek had a word of prayer over him. And right after that, he went to go minister to a brother who was really, really suffering.
Wow.
And they were, yeah, man, they were able to, he was getting them to laugh and smile and feel joy again. And they exchanged numbers. And now they're going to be they're going to be each other's battle buddies, you know? And I think that's really awesome.
See how the Lord works things out too, because like I actually received the word that I received for Jesse. I received that Saturday night during worship. We were worshiping and the Lord just laid something on my heart. And he's like, you got to go pray for Jesse. And I'm like, okay. But then as everything else, you know, I think like he scooted out of there Saturday night. I didn't see him again. And so I was just holding that in my heart. I'm like, well, when I see him Sunday morning, I know I'll see him Sunday morning. I'm going to pray over him. And so it was like at the exact right time, that word came out at the exact right time. That's only God can do that, you know?
That's cool.
I'm still teaching my wife how to take photos. So sorry about these overexposures.
That's all right. I just saw Kat. Welcome to the show. Kat was very nice.
Yes,
there she is, right
super
there.
Sweet.
Yeah. She's from Alabama, right, Kat?
Yes.
Alabama. She has the best accent.
Is she the one that's right here?
No, right here in front, right there. Yep. That's Kat.
Oh, is that her name?
Yes.
Oh, I just knew her as the Coastal Outpost.
Yeah. And then,
sorry, Kat. I didn't know.
And then her daughter, is it Molly? No,
Molly.
Yeah, Molly. Yeah.
I just can't remember the lady right in the middle here, and I'll know it. Anybody know? I thought it
was wear a name tag
with an S, but I remember her because we talked. I was praying for her son-in-law and her daughter. You know, she came up and was telling me, because she has kind of a shared experience with a situation that happened in her family with the explosion that happened here in McEwen. So we were talking a bit. Yeah. And now and I remember when this was a while back that she asked for this prayer request. And when she told me, I'm like, yes, I remember praying for you. And now her name is slipping my mind. You know, I think it starts with an S, but I'm
sorry, Kat. I didn't mean to get your name. I'm bad with names. I love you guys.
Yeah, we know people by their handles. Coastal Output.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black Swan. No, that's cool. It's good. You got a lot of pictures, man. This is awesome. This is like just reminiscing, and it's so fresh in our mind. You kind of know where you were standing.
I can't wait to show you the drone footage. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I chased a few people down and made them scared. It was fun.
Cool. That was a little eerie, I must admit. There's the legend himself. Yeah. The
man, the myth, the legend.
Yep. This cup of coffee, Amy Moosefelt. Awesome.
They were Bob was so cool. Like I always knew Bob was cool, you know, but when you meet people, we all kind of feel this. At least I hope so. Like, are they the same people as they are on the camera and off the camera? Are they the same? Or is there something different, you know? And I can honestly say, I don't think I met anyone who was on a camera like you guys that was not the same off the camera.
Yeah, that's what I felt too, that it was like there was no like, oh, you're nothing like on camera at all. Yeah. You know? So that was good. And I met people like that. They're not the same when you meet them in person. They're just like, wow, you're totally different.
No, it's disappointing when that happens, really.
Yeah.
They always say never meet your heroes, right?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, never meet your heroes.
Nice shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Bob, Kat, and Molly. Molly's sweet too.
Very sweet, yeah.
Yeah, when we were talking to her, Judy was like, "Oh, you look like Padme from Star Wars." I was like, "Hey, you do."
Yeah.
That's cool. I love her hair.
Yep.
That's awesome.
She gave my wife a big ego boost because when my wife made a rare appearance, she didn't stay very long, but she came for a while on Saturday, and Molly was just saying to my wife, like, "Oh, I love your hair," because my wife, my wife has highlights in her hair now. My wife used to be a natural redhead, and as she grew older, her hair is just pretty much going white now, and that's okay. And I told her looks totally fine to me with white hair. She could leave it, but it bothers her, and she wants to have it back the red. So she has red highlights put in her hair, and it looks really nice. And she really appreciated the compliment. Molly was like, "Oh, I love your hair," and that really made my wife feel good. She appreciated the compliment.
I was thinking of dyeing my hair jet black, but it turns blue or red. That would be kind of weird if I showed up with blue hair.
Not that strange. But I like your hair color, Shane. I think
You know what I say.
Brother.
My typical line there. I'll take any color hair. Is like if I had a head of hair like yours.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with Derek. Because mine's gone. So
mine is too. Yeah,
I'm
mine
smooth.
is too.
Well, this is a toupee. Watch.
Yeah, I had no takers. I thought somebody for sure would come up and tug my beard during this thing, and I said it'd be okay if you wanted to, but I had no beard tugger takers. So
I think Angie, she did on mine once, but there was food in it, so I guess that's why. I told her I was storing it for later.
Yeah, I get that a lot from my wife too. What bugs me is when I'm halfway through dinner and my wife is like, you have a crumb in your beard, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm not done with dinner. Like, wait till dinner's over.
At least she's a good wife and tells you, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
If that's what a good wife is, and she's a great wife, she tells me all the time,
It's funny. I was talking to Kevin the whole time that it was in there. And when she finally took it out, Kevin's like, see, I'm a guy. He's like, I couldn't do that. He's like, that's what girls are for.
Kevin's so funny, man.
Yeah,
that's what
Kevin.
girls are.
He was exactly. He reminds me of a lot of people or friends I had in high school, ironically.
Yeah. We were talking about strategies on how to conquer anyone at Monopoly and how to play the game and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, some of these losers, they don't know how to play Monopoly. Like there's rules to Monopoly. You don't just throw in money at free parking. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. That's Robert Breaker's wife, right? Is that Lynn? No.
Laura.
Sorry?
Laura. I think it's Laura.
Laura? Yeah, she had the guitar going.
Yeah, nice little guitar.
Yeah.
You know what time?
Oh, there was that one.
Oh, there's the setup.
We were on the
panel. Do you guys know what time it is?
Do you remember that one moment we were on the panel when I guess it was Robert Breaker's son, and he kind of knocked the guitar over and made it go kabong.
Yes.
Oh, man. Lee Brainerd was sitting next to me, and Kevin was sitting next to him, and the two of them were like cracking up. They were like so hard trying not to laugh. It was so funny.
That's funny.
These two were really cool. Tracy and I forget what was his name? Brian, I think, or Ryan. But they were really, really nice people. And they live in Indiana. And they want to come down and help out with the outreach. So I was like, hey, yeah, for sure.
Nice.
And if anyone's watching and you guys ever want to come visit, and that applies to anyone in the panel too, you guys can more than welcome to join us and do some outreach with us.
I'll come visit you someday. I will.
That'd be awesome.
Sooner than later. That'd be fun just to hand out Bibles, share the gospel out loud in front of people. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, brother, it is. It's a lot of fun. Even Bob was like, "This is awesome." He had a really good time. I don't think anyone who does it ever has a bad time. It's just so refreshing.
Fun. I used to do that downtown Minnesota because I lived there for a year, and every Saturday we would go downtown and witness to homeless people, anybody, people on crack, whatever, prostitutes. We would just share the gospel.
Oh. Wow.
I don't remember. Who is this?
I've seen him. I just can't remember his name.
I'm sorry if you're watching this video. I don't remember.
This is why I say there were so many people I didn't even get a chance to meet and talk with. I mean, it's just
Shane.
That's my only complaint is I wish this would have been a little longer. I wish we would have had a few more days, and
I wish we did, because I would have loved to have set up a photo booth and done actual headshots with people. That would have been so awesome.
Yeah.
And the banner, the big banner that we had set up. I wish I would have had all of you guys sign it. I took one. I cut one off.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But
Good.
I wish we could have all signed it. I might send it all. I might send the one that I have to each of you if you guys don't mind in the future and sign it. That way we can
absolutely.
have like a big.
Sure. It's pretty cool.
That dog was awesome.
Colors
yeah.
just starting to pop.
I never had a chance to go check out that pond. That would have been, and you guys baptized somebody.
Yes. Steven got rebaptized.
Nice.
He was the only
Nice.
taker.
You, Steven?
That was Steven. Yeah. He got
Mhm.
rebaptized. I had people, the whole thing came about because I had people on Uptime asking me if we were going to baptize. And I said, well, even if Uptime doesn't officially sanction it, I'll be happy to baptize anybody down there in the pond. And so I expected that we would have at least one or two people that wanted to be baptized. And when Steven heard it, he said that, he wanted to be baptized or, rebaptized, kind of as just a rededication, which people do. That's fine.
Yep.
And then when the day came, he was the only one. He's the only one that went through with it. Everybody else was all
I was baptized twice.
But
what? Yes, once as a baby, as a Catholic, and then again when I got saved.
And I told Steven, he will get a special crown in heaven for this particular baptism for two reasons. Number one, it's the end of October and the water was pretty cold. I ain't gonna lie, it was chilly.
Yeah,
I went waist
deep right there.
I went waist deep, but Steve, and mind you, Steven's from South Texas, so for him this was like the polar plunge. Okay, but the other thing is, I came prepared. I wore water shoes to get down in the water. Steven just went barefoot down in there, and all those rocks. There's rocks in the pond, so you can't see the bottom of the pond, and he's stepping barefooted over rocks in the pond. Wow. I mean, that's some dedication.
Yeah, that was like walking over glass shards, and whenever I was driving in, we were going through Memphis, and I texted Derek and I said, hey man, I think I'm going to skip the conference. I'm going to turn this 500 into 500,000 here at the casinos. I said, could you pray, see if I'm hearing from the Holy Spirit? Derek texted right back. That was a quick prayer. No.
No, that's right. Holy Spirit said no. Holy Spirit said no. Get your butt here.
That's awesome.
Oh man, yeah.
And it was your
Kat's daughter, and she was so smart. Just like talk about and you realize because I spent like 7+ years incapacitated, and then and then coming out, because before that it's like I knew everything. I knew how to do the IRQs, the memory addresses and cards and everything else, and then it just and but I'm not over the hill yet, but certainly high enough to get nosebleeds.
That's funny. You have a good sound system with your headset or whatever, because I could have swore there was a rooster right behind me, Steven.
I hear it too. I hear that too.
Probably is.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll tell you another little behind the scenes story. Just about Steven and I. You'll get a kick out of this. This just tells you what kind of brother in the Lord this guy is. So, we both keep chickens, and so we have that in common. I always call him, like the crazy chicken farmer from down in Texas. But we both keep chickens, and I have had such a really, really hard time this year with my chickens. There you go, chicken whisperer. So I've had problems with predators. I had a raccoon or something get into my coop, kill off the majority of my laying hens. I was getting a dozen eggs every 2 days, but I don't get any anymore because they killed off my laying hens. Well, I bought a bunch of little, small little chicks that I was raising up so that I could replenish my flock. Well, whatever it was dug under the coop and killed the majority of them too. So I asked Steven, I said, hey, would you do me a favor? Because now it's too late. You can't buy chicks. That season is gone. So I said to Steven, could you do me a favor? When you come up from Texas, I said, could you bring me like a dozen eggs? Because number one, I've had to buy eggs, and that's kind of, demoralizing. I never used to have to buy eggs, but I'm like, could you bring me a dozen eggs, so I don't have to buy them? And also, maybe throw in another half a dozen or a dozen of fertilized eggs. I'm going to try to hatch some more chicks out. Right. So he comes pulling up in the truck, and he says, here, I got something for you. And he gives, an incubator full of eggs. There had to be 50 eggs in there. And I'm
Wow.
like,
No, actually, there was probably it was over 60. No,
I was gonna
wow.
say, there's
yeah, it was over 60. Yeah.
So why didn't we have eggs that morning then?
well, because they're all hatching over at my house. So I said to him,
Oh,
I
yeah.
said,
Fair
I said,
enough. Fair
I
enough.
said to him, I said, bro, I don't have this. I've got a very tiny, I have a little amateur starter model incubator. I'm like, I don't have this much time, this much room for all these eggs. He says, no, the whole incubator is yours. That's the kind of heart he's got. He brought me a whole incubator full of eggs that he was running on the power inverter in his truck all the way from Texas, by the way. He already started the process for me. So that's the kind of heart this brother's got.
You did add water to it, right? Because I didn't put too much water because I didn't
Yep.
want it sloshing around in the truck.
Yep. I was watching the humidity level on that thing and been
You
keeping
guys,
up with that.
you guys want me to keep scrolling through some pictures?
Yeah, I like it. I like
Sure.
the pictures.
I got some more here of the cows. And what is this?
Let's see.
Is that what in the world is that?
I don't know.
Looks
That's
like
that's
almost
what
like
I-
that's
like
what
a
I
scary
heard.
face.
I'm sure I heard that at night. That thing.
Need to
right
get
there.
LA Marzulli. That might be a
yeah,
hybrid
that looks
out
like
there.
a chupacabra or something. That must be
I
from
know.
across the street. I don't think
What
that's
do we
even our farm. I
capture
think
here?
that's the one. I think you got them across the way on the other hillside. That's across the street. Yeah, because they've got red cows. We don't have red cows on our farm, so that must be he must have a chupacabra on the other side of the road. I'll have to tell the neighbor that.
Yeah,
Chupacabra,
thing
that
is
looks like
creepy
some
looking.
kind of a pig. I don't know
Yeah,
what that was.
yeah.
Let me look at it in this shot. Let me see if it changed. No, it's still freaky looking.
Yeah,
Wow,
and like
maybe he just had a cow.
it's possible too. It could be a dog that some people have dogs that just run with their herd to kind of protect them. It could be a dog, but
Lying in the middle of cows.
yeah, they will, but it doesn't look familiar to me. So
Wow.
You
Interesting.
isolated cow.
Need to get
Oh,
Michael
wow.
to call up AI there and just scan it.
Oh, is that it again?
yep, there it is again.
That's a
Oh, that's
calf.
a calf.
Maybe it's a calf. That might be a baby calf. That may be
It
just
could
a
be.
baby calf sleeping.
Just born. It was just
Yep.
born. It's like,
Yeah, I
funny.
tried to get y'all to let me bring the golden calf, but
There it is.
nobody wanted it.
Nobody wanted a
Great,
golden
man.
calf. That's right. That's right.
Been eggs plus a golden calf, man. I mean, hey, how can you go wrong?
That's right.
yeah.
There's Jesse.
Awesome.
There he is.
Great testimony that he gave there with Amy. That was just unreal.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
awesome.
Wow.
Well,
That
that's
was
what did my heart good. I told him this too yesterday. I said, we do what we do here on YouTube because we're trying to get the gospel out to as many people as possible. Oh yeah, there you go. Get the back of Bob's shirt. You always see the front. You don't ever see the back.
Cool.
That's-
Yeah.
There,
that's
now you know what's on the back. Lions.
But I was saying to Jesse, so often we put the gospel out there, and it can be a little discouraging because there's a lot of people that say no to the gospel. There's a lot of people that you're like, how can you turn this down? And then to meet somebody who so recently said yes to the gospel, it's just so encouraging and so
Yeah,
refreshing.
I know. Oh, brothers. When he mentioned, we've been preaching and leading people to Christ through the gospel of grace for a while. But to actually hear someone give a testimony and he was like, Brother Michael preached the gospel and all that. And I was like, this must be what Robert Breaker feels like when people
Yeah.
are like talking about how he led them to the gospel of grace and by the blood of Christ that we are pardoned and redeemed. And it's such an amazing feeling. It's like, Lord, this is what it's for. This is what it's all about.
It's
Our
humbling,
brothers
isn't
and
it?
sisters. It is.
It's
I
humbling
felt
just
like
to know
so
that the Lord
small,
used
man.
you. Yeah, like just to know you've
Mhm.
been used. It's humbling because it's not you, it's not me, it's not anybody, any of
Amen.
us. It's the Lord
Amen.
that's just using us and working through us, and that's humbling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't believe I took like 30 pictures of the same thing. Some of these new cameras, man, it's like they're like 30 frames a second. So you like hit the little button. It's like, like a machine gun.
That's funny though, because that's how I knew Bob was not AI. Now I met Bob on Friday, like I said, when he came in, but then Saturday I saw him in that shirt, and I'm like, this is Bob Barber. This is the man right here. Because I'm like, this is the shirt I recognize.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. You did good though.
Oh yeah,
Got him laugh.
it
I
looks
got
like
y'all
he just
laughing.
it looks like he just sat there for like 10 minutes and just took a picture.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's like 1 or 2 seconds of holding the
Oh
little
wow.
shutter button. Mm-hmm.
There's
That's
Amy
where-
coming in to boss me around.
Yeah,
My
look at that arm
assistant.
swing.
Yeah.
You can
she's
tell
like,
by that
"I'm coming
arm
in.
that she's ready. She's like, I'm ready to tell Shane to get to work.
She
Get
got
to
her
work."
slapping hand ready. She got
Yeah,
her slapping hand.
that's
She's
right.
ready to give you the
She
business.
loves it when I call her assistant. Not. I'm gonna bring that back. I'm gonna bring that saying back. It's been a while.
Not, yeah, not.
Let's just bring it back. Not.
That's kind of a Wayne's World thing, right? Wayne's World's kind of started that, right?
Could be.
Hey, well, come to think about it, Mike Myers was Canadian, right? So you could kind of be the new Wayne of the new Wayne's World. Start bringing it
Possible.
back.
Possible. We'll call it Shane's World.
Shane's World. Yes, there you go.
Shane's
Shane's
World.
World. Shane's World. Party time.
Party
Excellent.
time.
Woo, 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 woo.
Excellent.
I can't
That's
remember. Does anyone remember this brother's name?
That's
Ian.
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 That's
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian, if you're watching,
Future-
I really
future.
enjoyed talking with you. He was a really
Yeah.
cool guy.
Future legend.
Yeah, he was
Football
a
player.
blessing. He was definitely a blessing.
Here's Brother Bob.
Brother Bob.
Brother Bob.
Look at those eyes.
Just
Those
give
eyes
Ron a
have
chance.
seen a lot of journey through life.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a good pick.
That is a nice pick.
Just give Jesus a chance.
Some of these pictures are like really good. You know who had the camera when they were taking those ones. And then some of the ones I'm gonna have to fix and post, but that's okay. I'm just happy that I have the picture.
Most pictures get fixed in post. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Like a photographer, like at a wedding, like they will.
Oh
never
yeah,
release
wedding.
them.
Oh
They're
yeah.
just like,
There
Yeah.
you go. You guys were
Trouble.
asking what his that's Matt. There you go, because he had a name tag on.
there we go.
Yes. That's a good
Matt
pick.
Call.
Matt and Tracy.
Matt and Tracy.
I'm still parched from yesterday. Still parched. I left at 9 o'clock in the morning. I got home at 1 o'clock. Couldn't believe it. All the flights and everything they get back. It would take me 32 hours to drive.
So
to
one,
where
1 o'clock,
Derek is.
1 o'clock in the morning, obviously, right?
Yes, 1
Yeah,
o'clock
that's
in the
about- that's
morning.
about an 8-hour flight, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, like on the way to Nashville was 4. But because of the layover, like I had to wait 4 hours in Utah.
Oh, and you know why else, right? Because when you're traveling from west to east, when you're coming from Canada, where you are in Canada, to Nashville, you're catching the tailwind. You're in the jet stream, and you're catching that tailwind is actually pushing you faster.
I
But when
felt
you're
that.
trying to head back towards you're fighting the jet stream. You get up in it.
That would make sense.
It's a headwind the whole way. So
That would make sense because it was rough coming,
Mhm.
and we made good time. The guy said so. Maybe that's why. I think it took
I made
us
the flight
just
one
over.
time from I did New York to Chicago, Chicago to Anchorage, Alaska, which isn't, that's kind of a similar routing. That's probably the
Yeah,
same
for
routing
sure.
that you would have taken,
Yeah, for sure. There he is, the myth. I think Grego's going to pop on too here. He's probably just watching us right now. I feel it. I feel like he's watching us right now.
Maybe.
Just
Well, we had I
observing
tell you, look at this though. We had the hot setup. I mean, for a horse arena, my son helped me. My son is an IT manager, and he helped me. We ran Cat 6 cable so we could have a high-speed internet connection out there.
Nice.
We took a big, thick extension cord and ran everything that's in there is running off of one big power cord. And I mean, he had the hot setup. He had, he was running 3 laptops at one point. We had
Wow.
a soundboard. We had a projector. We had all kinds of stuff. We had stage lighting. I mean,
Yeah, it was good. It was a good
it
setup.
was pretty good for just a little goofy horse arena,
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that bad boy.
Yeah. The only thing was hard for me was the double click action thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
And
gotcha.
then to see the projector behind, I was like, am I on the right slide? Because I'm not so good at reading backwards. I can read Swahili, but I can't read
Yeah.
English backwards.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you can see like thought and emotion here.
Yep.
Like
There
such
you
a
go.
deep photo. You
Yeah.
can tell he's
It's like,
thinking
he's
about
like,
something.
I know what he's thinking right now. It's like, if I have to listen to Brock for another 30 minutes. No, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mr. Bob Hagen, the legend, the myth.
And I want to interject here that, you know, it's just really on my heart how important it is to be able to get this prophecy distributed out there on where people can know where to go during tribulation, after the rapture. And, you know, and I just wanted to, you know, because I know I see some people in the comments and everything, and Kat, you know, whenever I gave it to her, you know, she went back to her room and she read the whole thing that night, you know. And I mean there were so many people, there were so many things that were you know, with the text message that I received from Philip Barnett, you know, at 2 minutes to 6 a.m. And it had information in there that there's no doubt in my mind that there was just divine appointments, you know, whenever I was handing that out. And, you know, anyway, we just, you know, it's important that gets out, you know. So, you know, just like in Ukraine, when his prophecy went out and thousands of Jews' lives were saved because they got west of the Dnieper River. And it'll be much in the same way after tribulation begins.
It's good. There's two legends right there. Bob. And does he like to be called Dr. Lee?
Is
he a doctor?
PhD?
Is he a doctor?
I don't know.
Like a doctor of
Theological or theological?
yeah.
Theologian or whatever you call it.
I thought he sometimes is on his channel. It's like, and now Dr. Lee Brainerd. Wouldn't you like to have a name called Brain in your name?
Right.
Like,
right.
talk about pressure, especially in my household. Pressure.
Imagine if you ended up.
What is
not
your name,
intelligent.
Shane? It's my last name is Brain. That would be tough. That's tough, especially in school. That would have been tough for me. Especially at the parent teacher.
You know what was cool? The very first time that I saw Lee up there, I took him on a quick little tour. You know, he wanted to know where he was staying. And of course, our place is so big, you know, until you kind of know where you're going, you know. I just took him and his wife for a little ride so they would know where they were staying. And of course, they stayed at the one it looks like a Hobbit house. We call it the Wee Nook. For last weekend, we called it the Lee Nook because Lee was staying there, but it's Wee Nook and it looks like a Hobbit house. And when I got up there, he got out. I mean, he's taking pictures like crazy, just, you know, like a tourist taking pictures. And he's like, I got to send this to Mondo Gonzalez. He loves Lord of the Rings. So, you know, those of you that are
so funny.
You're familiar with Mondo from Prophecy Watchers. So I'm like, oh, good. Maybe we'll get Mondo here. That'd be cool.
What's the name of those? The ones that actually were helping Frodo out, those like there's the Lord of the Rings, and then there's the Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah. Like, what are they called? Those with the beards?
Oh, I think those are the dwarves.
Are they? Are we allowed to say that today?
Well,
are we allowed to call them dwarfs, or do we just
in the
say they
context
were
of Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if the Lord of the Rings. No, I just wasn't sure if the Lord of the Rings is offensive now because there were dwarfs in it.
Well, who knows? You know,
this is really cool. Check this out. This is a page.
Oh, wow, let's see this
from an original 1611 Bible.
Wow, that is cool.
It's been preserved, and it's in my living room now. But it is awesome. I love that.
That's cool.
That is super cool.
Nice.
Brother Breaker was giving away a lot of really cool stuff. Like, I was really surprised how much stuff he was giving away.
Yeah, I have a few of his Spanish books, so I'm going to go through those. From how the Spanish Bible came about, I think 1594 or something.
Is that a gavel in his hand?
Yeah. Looks like it, doesn't it?
Gabble. Yeah, we were joking around.
Oh, yeah,
started
it is.
laughing.
There it is.
He was like, well, he's like, if things get out of hand during the conference, we'll just bring this thing out.
Order,
Yeah.
Kevin, order.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, it was funny.
That was very cool.
Nice.
I really did have a really good time. It was something very special that we had there.
It was great. It just ended too soon. That's all. It went very fast. Very, very
Yeah.
fast. I'm going to tell you that now this morning I woke up late. I usually I'm up at like 5:30 in the morning. I didn't get up till like 7 this morning. I've been so smoked. I mean, I'm so
Tuckered
tired
out.
from this weekend because,
Yep.
like I'm so smoked, but it was good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it broke me and Judy too because we had a bunch of outreaches and stuff we were doing before coming. So it was like a
Yep.
nonstop solid week
Yes.
of just no sleep, man.
Yeah,
We were
that's me too.
gassed.
Last weekend, my wife and I, we had company in town that we entertained,
Oh,
and so like I've had like you said, similar to you, like a good 10 days straight of just busy, and of course around here, as you were leaving, it was starting to rain yesterday, and it hasn't really stopped raining since you all left, and so it's always hard when you're tired and you're trying to wake up on a rainy morning. It's all gray. Sun doesn't want to come out. It's like, well, sun, you don't want to get up. Maybe I don't either. Maybe I'll just stay in bed a little bit.
Yeah,
So-
right after we left, I mean, man, it was raining so hard. I mean, the traffic was just having to slow down to be like about 10, 15 miles an hour. And then whenever just outside of Houston, prior to getting home, the fog was so thick. So I went from, one, and then there must have been a cool front coming through.
Yeah.
But because right outside of Houston, it was right after I ended the live. It's like I was going, and all of a sudden, all the windows just go whoosh, and just fogged just instantly. So I turned the windshield wipers on, but just rapid weather change. But then my temperature went from like 61 degrees. And it jumped up into the 70s just really quick. I mean, didn't have to call out the snow plows yet, but we'll see.
Yep.
Somebody's just asking, how do I get that Raptor info? Steven?
What Rapture info?
The thing.
Oh, the booklet thing you passed out?
Yeah.
I can. I can email it.
Go to Mission for Christ, and you'll see Stephen there. Message him also on that channel, unless you have your email handy. But if you go check out his channel, it's on there as well. I'm sure if you ask him, he can send you a link as well, or send it to you through a PDF, all that good stuff. Or message me. I could forward you to Stephen as well. Let me just see if I have an email. Yeah, just email me here and I'll just forward you to Stephen, and then he can get you a PDF. Correcto Mundo?
Well, yeah, it's a Word doc. It's a Word doc.
Okay. Cool. Well, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you for all the pictures, bro. That was awesome. Lots and lots and lots of good stuff.
Still got quite a few, but on Wednesday, if you want to go back.
Yeah, for sure. And then where can they look to see some of these photos for themselves?
Okay, so as soon as I get all of the overexposed pictures corrected and everything squared away, I'm going to post a community drop on the community tab, community section. I'll have a URL there that literally anyone can access those photos at. And then of course I'll be sending all of the links to you guys on the panel as well personally. That way you have that link, and it'll be available. Anyone can download pictures from it. You can take what you want and leave comments there, whatever you would like.
I think Greg's on his way back to set up. I think we're going to go back and have another conference.
We're only halfway done. We're only halfway done.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg, part 2.
Oh, there he is. Yep.
I am wiped, guys. I am wiped. I got to tell you. I was hoping to come home and get a good night's rest, That didn't happen because the dog had to get out early to go to the bathroom. The cat keeps waking me up because he wants to be fed. And then we have to head out because my wife's scanner for her laser scanner died on her. So we had to get her a new scanner for her business. So it's one thing after another. It's like there's never a dull moment in the Messina household.
What does a laser scanner do, Greg? I mean, I'm just asking.
So you can engrave on like tumblers. You can engrave on you can do cutouts for wood cutouts, make ornaments, all that kind of stuff. So that's what a scanner.
So
can
it's
do.
actually a laser that burns.
Yeah, it's a laser. Yep, laser printer.
Oh
Mhm.
wow!
So it just died out on her. So we're just picking up a new one. We had So never a dull moment. But I want to tell people that this is amazing. I mean, just the fact that we did this. I mean, we didn't do it. The Lord did it. But just the fact that it was done is just such an accomplishment in itself and such a miracle, I think. With such a shoestring budget.
Yeah, you did a good job. Both you guys, you and Derek.
I'm sorry I'm shaking this so much. It's not easy. I'm on the road. I'm not driving, by the way. She's driving. So
That's
I'm not
funny,
driving everyone. I am not driving.
Oh,
So
Shannon, I said hello.
Yeah, same. Say hi to Shannon. She's a legend in these parts.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
she is.
right.
As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit in the doghouse for not thanking her at the
Uh-oh.
introduction.
Did you do what I said? Did you do what I told you to do?
No, she prefers. She doesn't like Dunkin' Donuts that much. She
No,
prefers.
I
Chick-fil-A.
told you what you need to do is you need to serenade her with "You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings."
That's funny.
Thanks for the reminder. Maybe I'll do
All
You
that.
need
right,
to
there you
you
go.
need to bring Shannon to that honeymoon suite with the hot tub shaped in the shape of a heart.
Thank you.
I think she deserves it. I think
That's right.
she
That's right.
You
Amen.
honeymooners, you.
Amen. Hey, Greg.
Yes.
While I have you on here, do you want me to splice what was recorded on YouTube? I can upscale it in 4K and like merge the two files together, or I can just give you what I have on Bob's. What do
No,
you
just,
think I should
just give me
do?
what you have. Give me what because I can cut everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can't believe it happened, but poor Bob. At least we have it on YouTube. At least we got it
Yeah.
on YouTube.
At least we have something. We have something.
Yeah, and we do have the meat of what he said.
So
But everything else looks great, and I have that directory made up for you guys. Soon I'll be
Yeah.
sending that off to you guys too, like Shane and Kevin and all them, so you guys have access to that directory that's going to have all the conference stuff on it.
sounds good.
I got over a
Yeah.
terabyte.
You all did a great job. You did a great job.
Yeah. Well, and I just wanted to say, Greg, you hit a home run. You hit a home run, man. You did a good job.
Yep.
I know the work that you put into that, and I can only
Oh, yeah.
imagine because you put it all together and everything at the end of the day. And I get it. Like the Lord helped inspire everything, like the way you went about it, the name, everything. Like good job. Like well done. That was awesome.
It was awesome. It was
Greg,
awesome.
I'm very
you
proud of
already
you.
have people. You've already got people calling for an encore, saying that they would like this to happen again. I
Oh.
see in the comments, Coastal Output is saying next time allow us to help you. You've got more people that are willing to help you. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna inspire you and tell you that when you get ready to do this, the name of your next campaign. This one was Go Big or Go Home. Next campaign is going to be Go Bigger or Go Home. We're going to go bigger next time.
Yeah.
And you
That's
guys,
awesome.
I don't know if you guys realize, but I was walking around with the best camera I could have, and I was getting like behind the scenes footage. I have so many awesome like scenes that I'm gonna weave together a really cool uptime conference docu style video
Awesome.
that
Nice.
will definitely help promote the next one.
Nice.
I'm-
And is it safe to say we'll just open it up to the masses, unlimited? Anybody can come, thousands of people, or is that too soon? Too soon.
It depends on the location.
Yeah.
Location.
Yeah.
No,
Shane,
no, it was
maybe-
good. It was fun. It was fun. We could have it in Calgary too, and just open it right up
The
to the
Calgary
whole
Summit.
world. The Calgary Summit. We'll do a summit in each quadrant. How about that? We'll do one in New York, one in Indiana, one in Tennessee, one in Canada.
It's Uptime World.
It's Uptime World.
Man.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of time
That's right.
when you think about it.
We
We
may
better
not
get
have time
going.
for another one of these. We might seriously 1 year from now we might all be in heaven. Very possible, very very possible.
Yeah.
But
Sounds
we
like
got a
all-
good
We should
preview.
set one up for next week then.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
I don't know if you and I could do it next week. Oh my gosh.
That's
What do
funny.
you think about that?
Funny.
Yeah. I was gonna
Can you
say
imagine?
Katie would probably like her head would
Yeah.
explode if we said we're gonna do one more next week.
That's funny.
That would be nuts. How did they take it, by the way, Derek? I was hoping that when they seen how successful it was, they would be
We were talking
a little
about it
more
this morning.
motivated.
Yeah, we talked about it this morning, and I think they were very happy with the way things went. They were very happy to see, like I've told you before, my boss that actually owns the place, that has always been his vision for this place, is that it would be a place of Christian ministry. And
That's awesome.
we've had a couple of smaller attempts at it. We've had church retreats come out before. We've had Christian groups come out and rent the place, but nothing like this. This has been by far the largest event that we've ever hosted, and I think they were very, very happy to see all the ministry that went on there. So,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If you can let them know, I can't say when, but as a thank you from all of us, I got a lot of very nice footage that I'm going to put together for like a
Awesome.
mini commercial
Awesome.
for them.
That'll be
So,
I'm sure they
I think
will
it'll look
appreciate
really
that.
awesome.
I'm sure they'll
Awesome.
appreciate that. That's great. That is
Yeah.
great.
Well, it's good. It was good having you guys on here. Thank you guys for showing up and just kind of reminiscing a little bit. I'm sure we'll do a little bit more in the next week or so, just kind of talking about some stuff because it's so fresh right now. There might be something that might pop up, and you're like, "Hey, I got to talk about this or whatever." But on Thursday, I'm going to be doing a encore presentation of my presentation. I'm just going to go through it again. I'm going to add a couple of slides and
Good
unpack
idea.
it a little bit more Black Swan-y kind of thing. Because, 30, 40 minutes, you just kind of get
know,
going. And
I
we're
know.
so used to going
Yeah.
3-4 hours, right?
Yes.
So-
yes. I feel you on there, Shane, because there was an aspect that I want to open up more on the period of 40 slide. But I
Yeah.
was like, if I really went through every one of these,
Yeah,
there
you're
ain't
not gonna
no
get
way
done.
I'd be-
Yeah.
So I was like, in the moment, I was like, Lord, help me to know what you most want me to talk about on this
Yeah.
slide at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks to the wives that allowed you guys to go as well. Appreciate that. That's not an easy thing because some wives might think it's actually cool because that gets you out of the house. They might be like, go be with your friends, go do your thing, and then come back. But it was fun. So thank you guys. Thanks, Stephen, Derek,
Man.
Michael, Greg, for being on here today. I really appreciate it. Love you guys.
Thanks for the
And,
invite, bro.
Amen.
Yeah,
For
no problem.
anybody that was looking for that information that Steven was talking about, it's been posted several times in the chat. I know KG did it as well as Steven. So
Okay.
that information's there in the chat for anybody that's looking.
Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you again and have a fantastic day. If we don't see you again on one of these other videos, we'll see you in the air for sure. 100%.
Amen.
Love you. Stick around in the
Love you
back. for the
guys.
stuff.
All right. Bye,
See you
everybody.
guys.
Bye bye.